Hi, and welcome back. It's Thursday. Can you believe it's Thursday already? It is also the 21st day of May, and we're also looking at an improving forecast. We've been following, of course, a warming trend for days. But for a couple of days, I've had some hopes that another trend might also start to break, and it has. And that's that we're not looking at as many showers over the course of your holiday weekend. And in fact, if we can get tonight's forecast to hold true, we're not looking at any showers over the course of your holiday weekend, specifically here in our viewing area, unless you take into account maybe late Monday evening or Monday night is when we actually have them first start to creep into the forecast. So a significant change, one that is also welcomed, as is the warmer air that will start filtering in tomorrow. Glad to tell you more about it in just a few moments. In headlines tonight, we'll talk about the McGoffin County Fiscal Court meeting. We'll cover other business, as we only covered a portion last night. And, well, the excitement and enthusiasm over the first annual Royalton Rail Trail Festival has garnered the attention and attendance of some pretty big folks from Frankfort in our state's government. Be glad to tell you about that and some of the latest plans they have for the festival, which is only a few days away. A few updates on the election proceedings from just a couple of days ago, and some other news and information all forthcoming in what's left of the first half of the half hour. Sagersville Fire Chief Paul Howard left some information and asked me to pass that along with a sincere thank you to several individuals. Their first annual fishing tournament over at the Paintsville Lake that I showed you just a glimpse of on Monday's program was a success when they're already building on for next year, but it could not have been without, he says, the help of Sagersville Loan Company, Riverside Electric, Parkway Pharmacy, S&J Trucking, Tom Frazier, B&B Tobacco, Foothills Telephone, LeMaster Towing and Garage, Bailey's Hardware, North McGoffin BP, Doug Green, and Kentucky Farm Bureau. It was misspelled, and I almost messed it up. Sorry, Doug. Freedom Ford Revival, Collins Law Office, Brian Parker and Sagersville Funeral Home, Rick Howard TV Cable, Collins Law, L&L Excavation, and I'm on here in your news today. Thank you, Paul. Mary Ann Ward, Dick Conley, you can tell I've not read this before, Grant Martin, Attorney at Law, Tanya Ward, McGoffin County Court Clerk, District Judge Dennis Prater, Joey Huntley Trucking, Pop Chevrolet, Bailey's Furniture, Buddy's Produce, Kenneth Williams and Poor Boys Produce, Harper's Garage, Mi Hacienda, True Value, Williams Electric, McGoffin County Jailer Brian Montgomery, Darrell Francis, and Chris Duty LeMaster. The tournament netted the fire department $2,036 after they paid out $1,750 in prize money, in addition to numerous other donated prizes that were awarded. And everyone had a great time, and they say this happening is surely to become an annual event. And they say if they did leave anyone out, please, they sincerely apologize, but thank you for supporting the Sagersville Volunteer Fire Department. Well, we were expecting one, and I taped the program quite early yesterday afternoon. I explained why last evening, so we knew that one was coming, and now we've confirmed through Kentucky Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes' office that we have two official requests for a recanvass as it pertains to Tuesday's election.
We all assumed and really knew, and then James Comer confirmed the night of the election that there would be a request officially filed for a recanvass in the governor's race. A mere 83 votes has made the race historical already, which separates Matt Bevin from James Comer for the Republican nomination for Kentucky governor. There was another close race, though, that we also expected to see a recanvass in, and it's also been officially requested on behalf of one of the candidates, and that being Richard Heath, a Republican candidate for Agriculture Commissioner. He fell short by the tune of 1,427 votes to Ryan Quarles, both with 50% of the vote, but Quarles receiving 92,391 and Heath, receiving 91,585, also appeared to be on the way for a recanvass, and now it officially is. The county boards of elections will all, on May the 28th, which is next Thursday, beginning at 9 a.m., go back, recanvass the entire voting machine tabulation, and upon completion of that recanvass, they will report their findings to the state, and then we'll have perhaps an idea as to who the potential nominees are. There's no sure thing that it will come to an end after that, but a recanvass set for next Thursday.
More on the Royalton Rail Trail Festival in just a few moments. That's the folks who are traveling down from the Capitol, and some other news, as well as coverage of the fiscal court meeting after these messages.
To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband.
As I said at the start of the show, the excitement and enthusiasm surrounding the Royalton Rail Trail Festival, the first annual of what we believe will be many after what we're already calling a huge success, has made its way to Frankfort. I can't really say the very head of our state government, but maybe perhaps we could more appropriately say the head over that person is coming, along with some other special people. And, you know, we're always hopeful that they might have some big news or announcements along with them.
So we've been watching all the preparations and cleanup, and now we're going to talk more about just exactly what the festival is going to have to offer.
Well, as you notice in the background, we've started to work on the landscaping of the vault, and we've about got that finished, and we're getting ready. We're trying to get our stage put in, and we still have T-shirts for sale, and we'll have them for sale the day of the festival on May the 30th. The festival will start at 9 a.m. And we have our speakers will start out, the opening will be with the DAV opening prayer and a ceremony. First Lady Jane Bashir will be here. We're real fortunate that she's going to be able to make it. And then there'll be the Executive Director of Tourism, Elaine Wilson will be there, and also Representative John Short. After the speakers, then we start out with gospel music, and I think we have 3 different groups that will be doing gospel music up to 1 o'clock. After 1 o'clock, then we have bluegrass, country, rock bands and groups singing, and we'll go to its closing with a square dance. The Joseph Band will be the last one doing the square dance. We have a lot of good bands though, and we have a lot of food booths, a lot of great craft vendors that will be doing some very unusual crafts that are very special to this area and very unique. And we're going to have activities for children. The McGoffin County Health Department, County Extension Office, the Kiwanis Club, and South McGoffin will be working with kids to occupy them for the day. Some things will be free, some things will have a slight charge. I think like maybe the cornhole tournaments may have a slight charge. Then as far as the trail, we have 9 o'clock, the 5K starting, and Don Fields is in charge of that. At 12 noon, we have the bike ride on the trail, and we're also going to have a bike ride at 12 going up Oakley Creek. Then in the afternoon, we have a horseback ride starting at 4 p.m., and Ronald Reed's in charge of that. So we've got a lot of things in store that should be just a great family event. The charge is going to be $2 per person with $1 for children. So everyone try to get out, and I hope it's pretty weather.
And while we're certainly hoping as well, we'll know more about that in a few more days. And over the course of the next few days, I'll remind you about the specifics on the groups that are going to be playing and when and the timeline and everything else. But for now, just a reminder that the Royalton Rail Trail Festival is just days away, Saturday the 30th. We'll keep you up to date, and maybe we'll have some other big announcements between now and then. And we're also hoping for maybe a few the day of the festival. Who knows?
And this is a bring your own blanket and or chair event, so you'll have a place to sit. They also want to let everyone know there will be no ATVs allowed in the bottom for safety reasons, obviously. But bring a chair, bring a blanket, bring both, bring yourselves, friends, and family to the Royalton Festival. I'll remind you about it in a few days. For other reminders, here's tonight's McGoffin County Farm Bureau sponsored community calendar.
And it starts off by saying, happy birthday, it says. Tell my mama, Ella Marshall Hayden, happy 91st birthday today. This is a picture sent, and we've got 5 generations here in this photograph. And they say the best they can count, and you'll understand what I'm saying, is 8 children, 34 grandchildren, 37 great-grandchildren, 4 great-great-grandchildren. That's pretty impressive. Mama Ella is the one to the left, and it's her birthday today. Happy birthday to you. And just a couple of reminders on the calendar, and that is about the horse show, sponsored by the McGoffin County High School dance team and boys basketball team, Saturday, June the 6th, 28 classes. Call Andrea Preston, the coach of the dance team, at 496-5557 if you have any questions. And, of course, we've got, don't forget, obviously, and we've got a spot in the show here a little bit later on that Kyle Douglas and Jason Goebel and Fusion performing this Saturday evening at the McGoffin County High School. Tickets are available at the door, and you can also get those at your Sagersville Dairy Queen, Lee's Hamish Recipe, McGoffin Farm Bureau, and a host of other locations. It's going to be an exciting show. It starts around 8 o'clock, I think, for both acts to take to the stages thereafter, so be sure and join us for that. It's going to be a nice night, Saturday evening, to kick back and enjoy a little special entertainment. And this is a reminder, announcements on the calendar, birthdays, anniversaries, and from your organization or church are always free, and this is how you get them to us. Oh, and I almost missed one. That would have been a bad thing. Happy birthday to Nora Howard. This came in yesterday, and I think I'd already taped the show, so it might be a day belated. Nevertheless, a happy birthday wish to Nora Howard from a whole lot of family and friends. And now that I'm caught up, we can go on over to this evening's funeral service announcements, brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. First, with a reminder about services to be held tomorrow beginning at 1 for Pansy Nichols Miller of Big Lick Road, who passed away on Tuesday, the daughter of the late Brack Nichols and Gladys Barnett. She survived by her husband Carl, sons David and Carl Jr., and daughters Anna Wireman and Michaela Miller. Visitation continues this evening and up until services that start once again tomorrow, all of which from the McGoffin County Funeral Home Chapel. And for our next announcement, services are not going to be held locally, but for a man with still great local ties, Dr. John Hall, 80 of Scottsville, passed away on May the 19th. Formerly of McGoffin County, he was the son of the late Dr. Lloyd Hall and Virginia Hall. He's survived by his wife, Dale, 2 daughters, and 3 sons. Services are going to be in Scottsville on Saturday morning at 11. Burial will be at the Hall Family Cemetery at Davis Branch in Johnson County this Sunday at 2. To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband.
Hey guys, Jason Weffenstedt, sales manager at the all-new Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paintsville, Kentucky. Where, as you can tell behind me, we're just weeks away from opening our brand new dealership, and we want to invite everybody down to take a test drive and be entered to win a free vacation package from Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paintsville, Kentucky.
They're only weeks away from their grand opening, but they're open for business today. So come in and get entered for a vacation package to be given away at the brand new Hutch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Paintsville. 297-5066.
The sheriff's budget, the budget for McGoffin County, an ongoing land dispute between a resident and the county that's reportedly been going on for about a decade, and other items were discussed during the regular session of the McGoffin County Fiscal Court yesterday afternoon.
A payment was approved to get the Ramey Park pool up and running. Some maintenance done to the pool to the tune of around, I think it was $6,000 or so. And also brought before the Fiscal Court of McGoffin County the request for some additional funds to further renovation of the old caboose in downtown Sagersville. The Sagersville Kiwanis has been donating the labor. The county has been purchasing the materials, and with an additional $2,500 they approved yesterday, they hope to have the project completed, and then that vehicle, is that correct way to refer to it, will be taken and placed near the Dawkins Trail, very rightfully so, upon its completion at a later date. And then it was county-wide cleanup dates, as were presented by the judge.
Over a 3-week period from June the 1st to June the 19th. Take each district and go one district at a time. Does anybody have any problems with that? And I think that what we'll try to do is see if we can't make some arrangements to pick some up on the weekend. But if we do that, I'm going to require that the people be there to when they pick it up, so that people don't just do it sort of, well, come back and get mine. But there are some people that there'll be problems arise. So I'm going to propose that we work them in on a schedule that allows them to collect over those 3-week period for 6 days, with the 6th day on Saturday being reserved for people who had problems. Something got missed, they didn't get it all, but the only requirement is if I call and tell them I want you to come Saturday to pick mine up, I got to be there when you show up and pick it up. Anybody have any objection to that way of doing it? Okay, it's June the 1st through the 19th. We usually go 1, 2, 3. This time we'll go 3, 2, 1. Okay? Go backwards. Next is sheriff's budget.
In financial matters, in discussion of the sheriff's budget, it was presented before the McGoffin County Fiscal Court. Magistrate Matt Wireman from District 3 had some questions concerning an increase in the budget from a $60,000 mark to around $214,000, I believe it was. And that was also similar numbers which were forwarded over to the budget for McGoffin County. The first reading of that budget was held yesterday, before which the judge confirmed that the first reading is customarily done in time, that they can still meet the deadline when the budget has to be finalized, and during that time magistrates can come back before the second and official or final reading and make any adjustments that they seem fit or they see fit.
Pass the second reading the first time doesn't mean we can't go back several times and pass. We can still pass it second.
That's correct.
So I would like to just say I think we ought to pass it and then make our second be where we have our.
Usually that's where, yeah, between now and then, if the State Department approves your form and it comes back, then that's where you look at your numbers or ever how you want to go with it.
Any other questions or comments?
I would kind of like to hear, just since this is the first reading, what differences we have from the current year budget to the new year budget from our treasurer, if that'd be possible.
There's not a whole lot of changes. I base the receipts on the amount of like property taxes that we received and what we received from each district based on the taxes, on the alcohol tax, occupational tax. It pretty much all runs the same. The budget's pretty much the same year to year on the receipts side. And then on the appropriations side, I changed according to the salaries.
I understand
This
that.
is our prior year budget. This is what we spent in the prior year, and this is what I'm proposing. So you can actually,
Right.
you see the difference on each one.
I see that from the prior year to the current year, the sheriff's budget's going from $60,500 to $233,419.
Yeah, and that number is based on, of course, his salary, all these different things I took and added up, plus we reimburse him for his health insurance. That's I figured roughly $48,000 on the health insurance.
And the retirement portion goes up $33,000.
I did go ahead and budget in the retirement, just as you seen in his. If things were to change on the hazardous duty, I did budget for it. If you don't ever pass it, then you'll have a surplus in it.
I understand. What park construction project is this in here for $137,500?
It's the one in Bloomington.
One. Okay. As far as our leases go, and believe me, I understand all this, I just don't know what they are. Is that considered financing through a company for?
The lease that's in here is what you'll be paying in the next year for, this is the lease payment on the blacktop, on the $3 million that we leased.
Okay.
It's not for anything new.
Okay.
It's just a debt obligation.
And we were believing that we're going to carry forward $827,000, and our transfers out are only budgeted at $651. I know we're well over that this year. We're anticipating that going down. And I see in the jail budget we still don't have any deputies. That's all I have.
Okay, motion been made and second. All those in favor for first reading of the budget? signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The motion carries. Count's not on here, but we need
Some other matters thereafter, one that we covered on yesterday's program concerning the Montgomery County Library Board and their construction project, as well as a property dispute that's been ongoing, and I am realizing that I'm not going to have time to include that. I still have a little editing to do. We'll cover that on tomorrow's program with some other news possibly from the fiscal court session. So for now, let me tune on over and wrap it up tonight with what we usually do at this hour, but I'm in a little better of a mood doing so tonight. And that's because your Licking Valley RECC forecast for the holiday, as I alluded to at the start of the program, is improving. Now today, not so much. We did see 62 degrees early and then fell off thereafter. I am at 55 right now if you're catching the early show just after the 6 o'clock hour, and we're holding steady at that. We'll fall down just a couple of more degrees tonight and level off at 53 here shortly, and we will see skies beginning to clear a little later than what was sooner thought to be. But tomorrow, we'll see some patchy fog hanging around maybe 7 to 8 a.m. in between there. Otherwise, we'll see some sunshine. We'll see temperatures improving, 73 degrees, a low right around 49 tomorrow night. And with that, we'll see only partly cloudy skies. Improving conditions for your Saturday, mostly sunny, 77, a low of 51. Don't know what else you could ask for, folks. Partly cloudy late. We've been focusing on now for days a chance of some showers moving in Sunday, late Sunday night. Right now, all computers in-house and elsewhere are tracking those showers later on down the line and not into your Sunday forecast. 81, partly sunny, a low of 60, partly cloudy late. Another nice day, deservedly so, for the Memorial Day weekend. And in fact, right now, I've got my fingers crossed, literally, I've got my fingers crossed as I'm telling you this, that we'll see 85 degrees, mostly sunny, and that slight chance of some showers and storms on Memorial Day Monday might hold off until later on that evening or overnight. Definitely they'll make it in here by Tuesday. I'm still hoping for that time frame. We'll know more tomorrow before I leave you for the weekend. I can also tell you that we know that temperatures are going to stay into the 80s and humidity levels are also going to be on the rise as well. It will feel more like summer next week. Not the upper 80s, so early summer, we'll say. 82 on your Wednesday, mostly cloudy, still showers and storms. Once we get through the weekend, we have more clouds and showers in the forecast period, but that just runs through next Thursday. So here's holding out hopes for another nice weekend after this one, which is getting closer all the time.
And with that, I leave you with just a couple of remarks. I'm off to the Montgomery County Board of Education regular session meeting for the month. That and other news that you'll only see with me when I see you back here tomorrow night for more of your news today. For now, that's my time. Thank you so much for being a part of it, and have a good night.